Hello, I'm Mark Hall-Patton. I want to welcome you to the Clark County Museum. Today we're going to take a look at the Babcock and Wilcox house, the building directly behind me. This was originally built in Boulder City as part of the whole project for building Hoover Dam and was going to be torn down when the new post office was built in Boulder City. So rather than tearing this building down, we did pick it up, moved it out here, and restored it. It's one of 12 buildings like this that were built by the Babcock and Wilcox Company. That's a company that's been around since the 19th century, still exists today. And what they did on the dam was they built what were called the penstocks. Now the penstocks were the giant pipes that brought water from the lake into the dam and ran it through the turbines there. So those penstocks are still there. Well, when they had their workers out here, there was no housing available. So they had to bring in somebody to build the houses. So let's take a look inside and see what it looked like to live in Boulder City in the early 1930s. Now you can see we're in the living room of the Babcock and Wilcox house. This, when it was built, the first owners of the house, or residents I should say, because it wasn't actually owned by them, were Carl and Bessie Butin and their daughter Mary Ellen. They lived in this house while Carl was working on the dam, and you can see it's a very typical 1930s interior. It's a very modest home, the kitchen in the background, all of which was just a very functional home. But it was a home that they finally had. For many people coming to southern Nevada to work on the dam, they didn't have a home, they didn't have a job, they were looking for anything. Now Carl was a professional, he was doing all right, but he had come to southern Nevada, and had this home not been available, he and his family might have been living in a tent. So they were very happy to have it. So let's take a look as we walk down through the house here. So when you walk through the house, you'll see even the closet. We have taken out some of the panels here, and you can look through to see what they might have had in the closet. The bathroom looks very familiar even today. These are all the original finishes from the 1930s when this house was built. And right around the corner we have the bedroom. This is the master bedroom. And you can see we have a cat in there asleep. That is a model, it's not a stuffed cat. But it gives you an idea that life in Boulder City was just like life in many areas of the country, except that it was a very interesting life where you were working on a dam under very difficult circumstances. The temperatures down at the dam site could reach 120, 125 degrees. So it was very nice to get home to a home that was a little cooler, a little nicer to be in. Now, like all of the structures we have here, we have one room. This is the other bedroom, but it is set aside for exhibits. We have exhibits talking about why the dam went where it did. There were 3 or 4 different locations that the dam could have been built. Talking about the building of the dam. These exhibits have all been redone recently, and you can learn a little bit about all the workers and all the efforts that went into the dam project. This was a huge project. It was the largest dam in the world when it was built. Some of the people that lived here. This is Carl and Mary Ellen here. Carl was the one that worked on the dam. And of course, with a project the size of Hoover Dam, and that was in fact the original name, then it was changed to Boulder and then back to Hoover. We have all the souvenirs and efforts that went into promoting the dam and promoting Boulder City as a place for sightseers. And that was part of what happened after the dam was finished. Then sightseers started coming in to see this huge technological marvel. So that's the story of the Babcock and Wilcox house. I hope you'll come out to the museum to see it. Remember, we are only open 7 days a week, 9 to 4:30. It's $2 a head. It's the best bargain in the Vegas Valley. So come on out and see us.